Just have to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors, Yellow Dog Paddle, Mackin's Rippin Lips Fishing Trips, NJFishing.com, and 8 Ball Sport Fishing. Also have to thank our supporters, Mike K's Guide Service, Psycho Jigs, Lip Glue, FC Fish Company, Nor'easter Hardcore Apparel, Hoggy Time Jigs, The Mimi Sick, and The Gambler. Of the NJ Multi-Species Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Santiago. As always, my partner, Chris Pereira.
I am here.
Chris, tonight we have a very special episode live. Phil from the Tackle Box will be here within 20 minutes. Been wanting to have Phil on for a long time. We know our fans all love our tackle shop episodes.
You don't have any fans.
That's also true. Anyone that does watch this, though, they do like tackle shop episodes.
They just show up and watch and hope something terrible happens.
That's true. Fishing-wise, Multi-Species Mayhem Contest, all kinds of crazy shit happened. Greg Wojcik, he put up a bullhead, took first place in the bullhead. That slid, that slid a bunch of people down on bullhead. Bob Darling reclaimed channel catfish from Fast Eddie again. And Chris has now entered a second place carp, which knocked someone off the board. So a bunch of shifts in 1 week.
I mean, yeah. I guess people were staying indoors for the summer. I don't know. I was saltwater fishing, I guess. So...
Yeah, I mean, it's turned into a bit of like war now over the past week or two. A lot of fish have started to come back in, and the numbers are changing all over the place. It's unbelievable how much one single fish changes so much for so many people.
It's pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool for, I guess, about 2 months? When does it end?
I believe it ends December 4th, and then the party's December 6th.
Okay, so it ends. It's not... It doesn't
Don't
go through.
Is Kevin here?
It doesn't go through December, I don't believe, because it has to be over before the Christmas party, I guess.
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
The Christmas party is when Kevin plans on giving out all the awards for this. The top 5 multi-species point scorers are in the money, basically.
I mean, yeah, I hope... it's fun. I don't know. I hope that more people want to join next year. I hope everyone, joins again, and I hope more people join next year. And I hope
next year it's basically going to be like a fishing club. Like you just pay the money to join, and everyone's in it. And that's way, if you do go fishing and catch something crazy, you could enter it. That'll basically be how it'll work. I think a lot more people will want to be in it next year. But we'll have to make some changes and tweaks to it. There are certain things I don't like the certain fish, especially being the rock bass, number one. That's the first one that has to go.
Why?
In my opinion. See, like Chris disagrees. I don't know. I think there's about 4 fish that should just be eliminated from it.
I think you should add fish on. I think the eel should be on. I think the American eel should be on there.
The only reason you're advocating for the American eel is because you think it'd be hilarious to try to get someone to measure one, which would be ridiculous. Watching someone try to actually measure an American eel and get a picture of it would be hilarious. So I like that idea. We should do like a bonus for that. Like if you catch it.
At least have a special contest where, like, without killing it, has to still be alive. You have to videotape yourself trying to measure the length of an American eel.
Fast Eddie said, make fishing great again, get rid of bullheads and rock bass.
No, see, Eddie, I want to add suckers and chubs and American eels. I want every species to be on there. That's what I want.
That will have to be decided by the High Council that Kevin's secretly building. But yeah, multi-species mayhem for next year. It is pretty awesome. Everyone that's in it is having fun, including ourselves. My wife actually wants to join because she came with me a few times and she wanted to like the one time we went out and she caught that big striper at night. She's like asking me if she could enter hers. I'm like, no, you can't enter here. You're not in this. But yeah, she wants to do it. It's just fun. It really is. You can go on the computer or phone and look at the standings and see the actual fish and even the pictures. You could challenge it. If you don't like the picture, there's a button to challenge it. It's really cool. It is cool, I have to say. I'm more impressed with it than I expected. Obviously, it does have its flaws that we complain about, but compared to our other options, it's worked well.
No, I mean, like we've always, I mean, a lot of us have always enjoyed the Skillful Angler contest. I still send my fish to them too, just to participate in it. But the main complaint was always like, oh, well, I'm just going to win a piece of paper. And I always tried saying, like, I'm not doing it to get a piece of paper. I'm just doing it to participate, like, amongst friends, like, oh, I got the biggest whatever. Or you got, and then, like, but people want something. They want to compete for something, money, a plaque, recognition, whatever it is. So it just adds some fun to it,
And I think I'm going to use Jen Wong as an example again. He's the perfect example because he said, "I don't fish for all that shit. I'm not entering." He caught enough to be in first. He caught a giant bullhead. He caught a giant everything on accident. He
stole a 27-inch 3-point pickerel from me on my boat, just sitting right next to me. Just stole it. Took it, like, what is it worth? It's worth nothing. I took a picture and sent it back. That would have been worth 3 points to me, Jen. I hope you're in here listening.
He just wrote he loves the Skillful Angler program. So he is playing Skillful Angler, but he doesn't want to play with us. Not fair, Jen. Don't like it. Fishing wise, I didn't do much fishing really this weekend. I worked overtime. I got nothing to say.
Yeah, I mean, you complained a lot.
I mean, basically, yeah, I have complaints.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't fish that much either. Carp fished. I went carp fishing. I tried to revitalize going carp fishing. Partially for the contest. Like, oh, let's try to pick off one of these species that I haven't fished for yet, really. So.
And you actually did board one, a 28 1/4, which is in second place, which is another thing I wanted to bring up with the size of the fish, because I was looking through the board today. I was strategically looking at stuff that's beatable, talking about some of them with
there's a lot.
I know. Well, what I was saying was if you compare the size of the fish to the Skillful Angler sizes, a lot of them aren't even of Skillful Angler size that are leaders. Yeah. And one that's especially weak is the walleye. The leading walleye is like barely a Skillful Angler, and the fall season is right here, so we know everyone's going to be out jigging. Yeah, the walleye is vulnerable to me. So is the pickerel. The pickerel is barely over a Skillful Angler in first too.
There's definitely very few unbeatable fish on there, I would say. I mean,
I think it's the shad. The shad's done.
Yeah, obviously.
I think Chuck said he could catch a shad though somehow, didn't he?
No, I don't think so. The freshwater striper be very difficult right now, I would think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone has some kind of crazy secret. I have no idea.
The flathead catfish fast that he just caught recently, right? Within the past few days. So I guess they're still around.
Yeah, they'll catch them into the fall a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any like unbeatable fish. That bullhead that Greg just caught, I would say, is probably, other than the shad, which obviously aren't migrating anymore. That bullhead catfish, I don't know if I've ever seen one that long. That thing was monstrous.
It is monstrous. Do you know how he caught that by any chance? I'm curious if he caught it trolling.
I thought someone said he caught it trolling, which was crazy to me.
That is crazy.
True. But I know he loves to troll. I know he does a lot of trolling, so maybe he did catch it trolling, as bycatch. But yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then to also reiterate, December 6th is the Christmas party. That's going to be very difficult to get tickets to. I'm going to start to take names soon and make a list. But yeah, the Christmas party, if you want to go to that, definitely it's time soon to start getting that all set up. I'm going to start making a list.
Yeah, I mean, we're still we rebooked the same venue, which is much bigger than the older venue. I think it holds 100 people. And then that sold out too last year, and there were people that wanted to go that couldn't go. But it would have been too much of like a runaround to try to get an even bigger spot for this year. I think but
for 2027, Jerry wants to get a bigger place, but
why 2 years? Why not next year?
Isn't this the 2026 one?
You think you're in the year 2026 right now?
No, but this is the 2026 Christmas party, isn't it? Or it's 2025?
I mean,
whatever.
The simple answer is no. It's December 2025.
All right. Well, I think this is the last party Jerry wants to have here, and then he's going to look for a bigger one, I believe.
Okay.
Which is a good problem to have. But yeah, if you do want to go, we're going to do our best to make sure everyone that wants to go gets their ticket, but holy shit, it is going to be a pain in the ass.
It's really not going to be possible for...
We will try.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, I think the, people who are going to have first dibs are people that won something for the contest are obviously going to be asked if they want to go. People that donate. We always invite people that donate something to the raffle, things like that. So,
yeah, I'll set it up soon. I am going to start working on the Christmas party very soon, like within a week or two. I got to talk to Jerry, actually. While I'm speaking to Jerry, NJFishing.com, now 28 years, is the #1 resource in freshwater and saltwater fishing in New Jersey. 100% free. Just send Jerry an email and ask for a username. Gives you access to all the forums and message boards and all the good party boats. NJFishing.com.
All right. You're just going to stop talking now?
No, I'm looking at the chat. I'm reading through. Chuck just continuously keeps saying we suck. I can't figure out why.
Why is he here?
He's always here. He's always everywhere.
Let me explain to you the conversation I had with Chuck today. So Chuck caught his first striper yesterday, I guess. Like he's been going. Once he gets obsessed with the stripers, it's like over. So anyone in the Mayhem contest looking at Chuck in first place, he is ripe for the picking.
He blew us off. He blew us off to go primo salmon fishing. He blew us off.
Whatever he has right now, that's almost going to be it. The only days he's going to freshwater fish are days he gets blown out of saltwater fishing. And he does do other stuff. So he does still have to do other stuff, like hang out with his family and stuff. So those days are included in those blowout days. I mean, I don't think he's going to put up many more points. He's just going to. So I messaged him today and I said, my carp edged you out by 1/4 inch. So I said I just took a 3-point swing on you. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I said, are you sure you're still going to saltwater fish? He said, oh, of course. I said, okay. I said, I'll get back to you when I'm within 4 points of you and see if you still want to saltwater fish. And I just been ruffling his feathers all day. So there you go.
And he gets pissed and he gets obsessive quick and he gets mad and looks for vengeance. Don't mess with Chuck. I'm not kidding. I've done it. It's not good.
He did warn me not to poke the bear, and I just said I have bear spray.
We have poked him before, and he really went above and overboard of really what I thought he was going to do. Like,
did you? I don't know if you knew this. Okay, So Chuck entered this contest without any real intentions of freshwater fishing that much, like any more than he normally would, which is, just nonchalantly on the side, basically, when he's not saltwater fishing. That was the plan. But then Kevin said something to him, and
Kevin
maybe
pissed him off.
Chuck can write in and say exactly what he said, but Kevin said something to him that set him off. Basically, like this, he poked the bear, and then Chuck just went ballistic, just started going everywhere fishing. I mean, he had the intentions of, his strategy was to catch as many different species. He wanted to catch one of every different species as he could. And I think he only needs.
I thought he said he wanted to actually be on the board for every fish in the contest.
If you could get on the board, even third place for every species, you're going to win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That would be
Almost
26 points if you were in third in every species.
Yeah. Like that's an almost unbeatable number.
Yeah.
Now,
basically.
he didn't get on. He may have been on the board for most of the species. I know he hasn't caught any version of a landlocked salmon or a tiger muskie yet this year.
My biggest question is, do we see Chuck Manny doing this again next year, or does he win this and then vanish back into stripers forever?
No, you can't win something like this and not defend your title. But I will promise you this: I will take it much more seriously to beat him next year.
Yeah, we're not your friends next time, Chuck. No more friendships. On New Year's Eve, when the clock strikes midnight, we are mortal enemies. It looks like Phil from Tackle Box is ready to come in, so we are going to go back to the lobby to get him.
Real quick, before we cut out to grab Phil, can someone watching make sure that
one's watching?
Nobody's watching for real?
No.
All right. Then Joe, can you check and see if Captain Ron from the Fisherman was able to find this and get in? Because he was asking me how to watch it, and I explained it to him, but I just want to make sure he wanted to watch some of Phil coming on joining us. So
okay, I'll tag Captain Ron.
All right, perfect. All right, we'll be right back with Phil from the Tackle Box.
8-Ball Sport Fishing out of Point Pleasant. Our new 6-pack charter that we're using for everything. Captain Dom's the best, so is Kim. I just booked one for, I think, October 23rd or something for me and my wife. I think Scott Carroll and Lori's coming, maybe Max. He's extremely flexible. He'll work with you. He does striper trips even after work. Once that striper run comes in, does them right after work, short trips. Very inexpensive compared to some other boats. And he uses mini rods, which makes it extra fun. I'm telling everyone right now, if you want to go saltwater fishing and you have a couple buddies, it's very inexpensive. Give 8-Ball a call and just get a price. I'm guaranteeing you'll be very fascinated by the price. Call 8-Ball Sport Fishing. Mike Herman and Yellow Dog Paddle continue to put up some nice fish. Now that the cooler weather is going to kind of stabilize onto Round Valley, the trout fishing will get even better there. Mike is also still offering the jigging walleye trips on the Delaware, which haven't started yet because of the weather, but the weather is about to turn correct. Those trips are limited. Mike doesn't have as many available because he has a high return list and doesn't do as many of those trips. So if you want to do one of those Delaware trips with Yellow Dog, I'd call today. Also, trolling Round Valley, if you don't want to actually do a fishing trip and just want to set your own boat there up, to do that, Mike offers fishing lessons where he'll show you how to set all your stuff up yourself and do it yourself. Tons of stuff available, even their paddles. I think either tonight or last night they're doing one of their last full moon kayak paddles of the night. So a ton of stuff available to do on Yellow Dog Paddle, not just fishing. So check them out ASAP. All right, we are back, and we do have Phil Sciortino, the owner of Tackle Box Bait Company, one of the more well-known tackle shops, especially in the north part of Jersey, heading towards the Atlantic Highlands. Phil, welcome to the NJ Multi-Species Podcast.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely, Phil. Yeah, we're glad to have you. We're excited to talk to you. I know we planned at one point to try to do something in the tackle shop, actually, but it was just too hard to sync everything up. But this is the next best thing. So
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I look forward to talking about the family and the history. And any questions you guys have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to right away put you right under the fire. How much has the business? How much has the business changed since you first got into it till today?
A lot. I mean, I think it's pretty much about as crazy as you can get as being, turned around from what used to be a family trailering their boat, coming down once a week, to the shore to go fluke fishing or flounder fishing, to we might only see those people now once a month, if that. I mean, really, it's changed really a lot in that sense. We have a lot more, local kind of just the towns around us. And we get a lot of the traffic for the Atlantic Highlands party boats and the Kingsburg Pier. But we don't see those weekly Pennsylvania, North Jersey, trailer in the boat every week.
Now, what do you attribute that to? What would you? Is that?
I mean, I think it's a lot of different things, but I think mostly the economy. I mean, it's if you don't have extra money, that's the first thing to go is your recreation when you're struggling or you don't have a lot of money. I mean, you're definitely not going to fill the car, fill the boat, and buy all the bait and tackle. And then we get into the regulations. If you can't go catch, fluke or sea bass or striped bass, they're talking about maybe next year. So these are all the things that kind of contribute to that.
And I've tried to say this to people because I'm sure you've seen some of the discussions too, right? You'll see like a guy who only just for an example, nothing against surf fishermen. I'm just using it as an example. Don't go nuts on me, please.
No, you attack me for some reason.
As an example, let's say a guy who only likes to surf fish. That's how he likes to fish, and that's how he fishes. I've seen some of the guys that feel that way say things like, oh, I don't care if the party boat's got a business. I don't care if the charter boat's got a business because it doesn't affect them because they're fishing from shore. They don't care. And I've tried to tell them that it's always going to trickle back down to you. And it's going to trickle back down because, like you just said, if guys can't go on the party boats or the charter boats, that's a big hit to your business as a tackle shop, as a local tackle shop. Now, those surf guys need you as a local tackle shop as well, because that's where they should be getting their stuff. Now, all of a sudden, tackle shop ain't there anymore because they're not bringing enough business from, just as the example, charter boats and party boats aren't getting enough business. And then it trickles back down to you. It's going to trickle down to you no matter who you are, no matter how you like to fish. It's all going to trickle back down to you. And that's what I try to tell people all the time. And some guys just don't get it.
Well, Chris DeMott just posted, Phil did not see as much of me this year, and it's definitely an economic reason.
And there you go.
Thank you, Chris. What about the big box stores? What was the competition like with big box stores back then as it is now? We know that you have, obviously, Dick's Sporting Goods, which is a piece of shit that we don't support at all. And you now have Bass Pro Shops that is coming to Sayreville.
Coming up the street, yep.
You didn't have to deal with that as much, I don't think, back then as you do now. And obviously online is huge.
Yeah, I mean, online, I think, is the biggest hit to us as far as selling rods and reels and, tackle in general. I mean, I can't ship a fishing rod or fishing reel for free like, Amazon is doing. And, we've really seen, in the last 10 years, rod and reel sales they're almost, non-existent. I mean, we sell a couple a week, it's you can't compete. So what do we have? And now Bass Pro's going up the street. We open 4:30 a.m. and we sell live bait. And, on your way to the boat or you're on your way to the beach, on the way to fishing, I mean, we're open. So that's really all that we have left. So that, and then getting back to the regulations, we don't have flounder fishing anymore. That used to be our number one business.
Really?
It would start St. Patty's Day. It would start St. Patty's Day, and it would be the best business. You'd sell chum, you'd sell rigs and chum pots and corn and yellow sinkers and, worms. It was the number one business. So we don't have that anymore. Ling and whiting is gone. Sea bass, porgies, you can't fish, for the last 2 months. Now they open it, thanks. Fluke's closed for the last 2 weeks. What do you do? I mean, these are all the things that contribute to, why it's not like what it used to be.
And it makes you wonder, right? Just on that point, why can't they do the regulations in a way that doesn't leave this dead space? Like, how much would it would be almost nothing to leave the fluke season a week longer and open the sea bass season a week earlier.
What's a week?
It would do nothing to the conservation of these fish species. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket for them, but it would help the tackle shops and the boats immensely, just not having that 2-week period.
Well, I know the boats in Atlantic Highlands sat there for a week because there was nothing else to fish for.
And
they couldn't keep it open one more week. I mean, they're still catching fluke. The water's still warm. Yeah. So well, we could talk all night about the regulations and the seasons, but that's one of the major reasons. Like,
just so people have to also
understand,
though, when you support your local tackle shop. A company like Bass Pro Shop, when they make an order from Gulp, they're ordering millions of packages. And obviously, when you order millions of packages, they're going to give them to you at a cheaper price, and you could sell them for less.
Yeah.
Phil's not ordering millions. He can only afford what he could fit in the tackle box. So it might cost
I can't compete with those.
No,
you can't compete with those major chains. But what you have to do. What you have to do is, and I tell my son this, who is going to be, he is the 4th generation now at the tackle box. We have to have stuff, and we have to have service that you can't get anywhere else. We have to have, plugs and custom lures that are, only available to like a shop like mine. And you have to, provide service to your customer that they're not going to get at Dick's Sporting Goods, or they're not going to get at Bass Pro Shops. And that's, I think, what has kept us in business for this Halloween will be 49 years. And I tell a funny story. You asked, like, how long the tackle box has been there.
I definitely want to get a little bit into the history too, and don't let me forget. Did Captain Ron get into this because he wanted to check it out with Phil on here, and he wanted us? Okay.
Oh well, Captain Ron Jr., who runs the boat now, is like me. We came from the old school. Our dads were pals, were fishing buddies back in the in the day.
He kind of alluded that you might have some cool story to tell about your dad and his dad back in the day.
Chuck said his bait better be ready at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Well, funny that Chuck, who I love, you guys know that, and he's been a great customer, a loyal customer for many, many, many years. That's a whole nother funny story. How we met and how he used to charter me to learn how to worm in the Rip. He He is absolutely a gem. You guys know that. He would spend an hour with a guy at the tackle box telling him how to planer board with eels. And he has no attitude and is just one of the best guys out there.
I've seen him get an attitude.
I've seen him get
let's
pretty
not
angry.
exaggerate. I've seen him get an attitude.
Don't ever lose
he gets
the
an
first
attitude
fish.
with Joe.
Don't ever lose the first fish of the day.
Well, I was
Chucky used to trailer. Funny story. I got my captain's license in '93. And Chucky would trailer his, I think it was a 19-foot Grady White, and he was coming from North Jersey, and he was just want to know how to do everything. He's just that kind of guy, He's just got the passion and the drive, and he wants to just learn how to do every kind of fishing. So at the time we were worming at the Sandy Hook Rip when it was still there, on like freshwater rods, really. And he chartered me, 5 or 6 times to do that. And we became really good friends. And he's probably, I think, one of the best all around fishermen in the Northeast. I really do believe that. He is just the passion and the dedication is, I've never seen anything like it.
It's crazy.
So, hi, Chuck.
Chuck, hello. Phil loves you. Everyone loves Chuck.
He is definitely when we
he belongs on a Wheaties box. Like there should be a Wheaties box, and Chuck should be on it. If fishing was represented on a Wheaties box, it would be Chuck Manny on the cover.
Yeah, I think he's like the Michael Jordan of striped bass fishing.
Yeah, he's the Wayne Gretzky of all fishing, I think.
When we,
what really impressed me the most about Chuck is, and I've known him a long time, like I just said, he used to charter me, is that he went to the Chesapeake and learned how to do that planer boarding, brought it back here, and was catching the biggest fish anyone's ever seen, years after year. And you would think like he wouldn't want to tell anybody that, right? He'd want to keep that for himself. But no, he's the exact opposite. He wants everyone to do it and everyone to catch their personal best. Everyone catch a 50, even a 60, the elusive. And that's why I love him, because he's the best.
I want to give Phil
he really loves seeing people catch the biggest bass. And on that note, I said, Chuck, would you come to the tackle box and talk about planer boarding? Because it's new, exciting. It's really the best thing, the last few years, something different. And he's like, yeah. And we had a good crowd come listen to him. And I mean, he told all the secrets. And I have to say, probably 10 or 15 of those people all went on to catch the biggest bass of their lives. I mean, and they just will never forget that. So that's Chucky for you.
You will never forget it. And actually, the first donation of the Mayhem Christmas Party, the NJFishing.com's Merry Mayhem Christmas Party, is a trip with Chuck Manny for 2 people. It's been given to us. So
that's amazing.
You'll have a chance to win a trip with Chuck if you go to the Christmas party.
There you go.
I got to take a second to get Phil some of these comments, because he's getting a lot of love here, and I'm missing it.
Oh, wow, that's great. I can only
imagine. Matty Loisel said, I've been going to Tackle Box since I was a kid and still do to this day. Tackle Box is among legendary status.
Matty Fish.
Thank
you, Matt.
And there's
another,
this is
there's
great.
another example of Chucky showing somebody how to catch the biggest striped bass of their lives, Matty.
Diamani says, oh my God, this is great. Phil is an awesome person. I always stop by Tackle Box.
Oh, thank you.
Pedro Pereira. Chris, is that your relative? Pedro Pereira?
Not related, no.
Unrelated Pereira. Used to go there many moons ago when my dad had a boat. Great place to stop in the Sandy Hook fishing area. Yeah, there's a lot of comments here for people that like Phil.
Well, they stay up too, so. I gotta throw this in there just as like jumping back to the whole, using the local tackle shops, and how, Phil, you said you try to, have things available that aren't going to be available at let's say the Bass Pro Shop that's going up, and that's it right there, right? Like Bass Pro Shop ain't going to be open at 4:30 in the morning when you want to go somewhere early and go fishing and you need bait. I don't even know. I mean, they might have some kind of bait or whatever. I guarantee you, because of the way they buy stuff, their bait is not going to be fresh. You're going to go there to buy crabs, and you're going to get half your crabs going to be 2 weeks old, half dead. Your eels are going to be lethargic. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're going to buy bait in the same way that they buy gear. They're going to buy it in bulk. And when it comes to live bait, it ain't going to work out. And so what I just want to say to everyone listening, kind of like, I don't know, like a warning, is you need the local tackle shops. You need the tackle box, because you need things like good live bait in the morning. Okay. So just because you can save $5 on a reel, you're going to lose the things that you are then not going to get from anywhere else, just because you want to save $5. Excuse me, $5.
Yeah. Can I just ask? We open at 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m., during the week. But I mean, I think it's the, on the water kind of professional advice and, guidance to our customers that they're not going to get anywhere else. I know
exactly. I know you don't get it from Dick's, because back in the day when I was new to fishing, I'd go into Dick's, and I'm only 2 months into fishing, and I know what the guy's telling me at Dick's is absolute garbage.
The Dick's guy that's in the fishing department, after the buzzer goes off in his earpiece, he moves to the shoe department, and then 2 hours later, he's a golf expert. Phil, my question was, when you own a tackle shop like the Tackle Box, what is like the number one thing you want to sell that you're like, oh yeah, okay, we're selling some of those? Like, is there something that like you do better on than other stuff? Like maybe do you make more money on green crabs than you do on selling fishing rods?
You really want to sell bait. 2 reasons. I mean, you double your money, and if you don't sell it, you're going to eat it. That's one thing about, and my dad taught me, the way you order your bait. If you order 20 flats of sandworms for the weekend, and then it blows northeast, and rains, and no one fishes, you can't, it's not like gulp on the wall. That's going in the garbage. That's, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So you really have to, know how to order bait. Sometimes you got to take a chance and, have bait in the shop when no one else does. So yeah, I learned all that from my father, and that's what I'm trying to teach my son now. You make the most money on bait, of course. You're not making much money on a reel. And everyone's like,
So the actual live bait is the moneymaker.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in most of these plugs, especially the custom ones, I mean, you're only making maybe $10. You want to bring in like a lot of these custom plugs, but they're like $50, $60, $75. But you want them there, so you brings the people in because you're the only one who has them. But, you're not making a killing. Guys are like, oh, my God, it's $70. It's a handmade.
Yeah,
there's
took the guy 3 days to make.
20 steps in making this wooden plug with the metal lip. But so, yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of labor, a lot of love, and that's one of the things you have to kind of have in the store to bring the people. I mean, like we do the Back Bay Day with Bobby, and that brings, tons of people. You can't get them anywhere else. So, right now we have Bluff and a few other, companies that you can only get at the Tackle Box, which is
that's cool.
Pretty cool.
And I've seen his lures. You know him personally, obviously. He should come on the show too, because his lures he has some innovative stuff. At least I've never seen some of the things he has. Like he has a plug where the hook kind of sticks with a magnet, like hidden, almost weedless.
Yeah.
And then like comes
Bluff,
out.
yeah.
Fish.
Yeah, Dan Bluff, he is, I call him the mad scientist. And, that's another thing about owning a tackle shop and trying to be like ahead of everybody. Not to, sound like I have a big head or anything, but I was the first guy to reach out to him when I saw like his, Instagram post that he was making a mold. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. I've never seen anything like that. He's like the mad scientist. And he's like, all right, well, I'm just working on these prototypes. And if I ever do it, I'll let you know. And sure as shit, he did it. And now we sell his stuff and it catches fish. He's got a really, really cool line of lures and they catch fish. I mean, and they're very innovative. Yeah.
His stuff kind of, when I see some of his stuff, and I haven't seen all of it, but it kind of reminded me of what was it? Siebel? Was that the guy's name? Siebel?
Yeah.
He makes all that all those innovative lures, right? You'd see his stuff, and it would be stuff that, like, when you're fishing, you start thinking like, man, I wish this lure had this or did this. Like, why don't they make them like that? And then like a couple months later, you see this guy coming out with what you were thinking would be a great innovation for that lure. And he reminds me of him, some of that stuff that I see on him. We definitely got to have him on at some point too.
Yeah. And Dan's a great guy, super, super like positive. And then he goes out and fishes, every, lure that he designs till it's perfect. And he probably went through, 25 different prototypes of the first shallow swimmer that he came out with until it was perfect. And I mean, they're catching fish and they're out like crazy. So yeah, he's a super cool guy. And another thing, like NLBN, we were kind of introduced it to the Northeast. And then it blew up. And right now, another shad from the Chesapeake area, Invincible, we kind of introduced up here, and that's really taken off now too. So you have to kind of be ahead of the curve.
You slipped one into Jen Wong's pocket that you didn't give me, and I got outfished all day by it. I still don't even know what it's called because you won't tell me. I'll have to go back to the tackle box and ask for one. I want to take a couple.
It's a soft plastic called Invincible, and
it is the one you just named. Yeah, he kicked my ass with that thing.
We did really well in the spring with them. It's a little longer. I liked it because it was kind of in between sizes of the NLBN, which, I love those guys. Funny story, when I saw same thing on Instagram, I'm like, what? The Florida company. I'm like, oh, that's NLBN. That looks cool. That looks like, because it was for snook and tarpon. I'm like, I work for striped bass here. So I contacted them and they're like, yeah, sure. We're looking for dealers and going to be in Florida that winter. And I told them, hey, I want to come. They're like, come down and check out the facility. So I drove, down, maybe it was an hour and a half away from where I was. And they showed me, how they make the lures, hand pour them, all the jig heads. And then Jose was like, you have 30 minutes? I'm like, yeah. He's just met me. He didn't know me from Adam. He's like, I hop in the truck and we're going to take you fishing. Took me to the secret little honey hole where I caught my first, what do you call it? Peacock bass.
Peacock, gosh.
And it was him and Brandon just pointing. They're like, here, cast over there. You see that white pipe? Cast right there. Boom. They weren't even fishing. They were just showing me cast. And they hosted me. So great, so gracious. And then we went on to, blow it out of the water in the Northeast. NLBN is probably the number one shad in the Northeast right now. And now the number one, tuna stick bait with the 8-inch. So those guys are great. I never forget. how they treated me. So love those guys.
Here's a funny story about that. That day that Joe was talking about when Jen Wong outfished him with the Invincible, Joe was fishing with an NLBN shad, and he insisted that color of that NLBA shad didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't catch fish.
Well, Jen's was purple.
Yeah.
Joe,
sometimes the water clarity and the color. I mean, that's a whole nother show.
No, Phil.
What color should you be throwing?
Chris caught
Phil,
one with. I know.
Phil. I took the lure that he was using and took one cast with it and caught a fish. So
I don't know about one. I want to give Phil a couple comments. Lewis Troopy says, Phil and his dad were customers of mine for years. Captain Phil was on my pro staff for Loomis. Great people. He sells knowledge. That's the key to his longevity. From Lou.
Lou Troopy, one of the best guys in the business. Lou Troopy. How are you, Lou?
Matty Fish.
I was on the G Loomis pro staff.
I did not know that. That's awesome. Matty Fish actually just asked, how many days a year do you get out fishing versus surfing these days? Obviously, if you're on G Loomis pro staff, you did fish. Do you fish that much anymore? Will you go fishing with us? I want to go fishing with you.
Yeah. We fish a lot now, my son and I. We're not chartering anymore. But before my dad passed away, he wanted to get another boat. And we had always, I loved this 20-foot Seacraft. I always wanted a Seacraft. And the closest boat that's being built today that I could find to like what I really wanted was a Jones Brothers. So we ordered a Jones Brothers, a 20-foot light tackle edition. And my dad was so excited. And he tried to hang on to get to see it and get out on it, but he didn't make it. But we took him out and spread his ashes on it. So the boat's very special to us, and we fish. Yeah, we fish a couple times a week.
Is the boat named? Is there a name?
It's named the Tackle Box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I can
it's in front of It's in front of Barr's Landing in the Highlands, which the Highlands is in my family's blood. If you want to get into that, how this whole thing started.
I would like. New Jersey fishermen are very like they do the same shit. They're like ritualistic and very like. They go to the same store over and over again. I'd like to know the history of the tackle box. I tried to research it. It's one of the older ones in New Jersey. That's been like the same name for so long.
Well, kind of the quick history of my family. I mean, you have to go back to 1945 because. Believe it or not, my grandfather, Johnny Sciortino, he pretty much started the striped bass charter industry. So in 1945, he had a place called Johnny's Landing, and it was on the river in Highlands on Shrewsbury Avenue, which is now the Proving Grounds, that area, the restaurant. The house is still there where my dad grew up. And they lived upstairs, and my grandmother had a little luncheonette, and like they sold bait and tackle out of the house. And that was they had rental boats, and there was the first charter. Before that, I mean, you had to know somebody who had a boat, or you had to have your own boat. So my grandfather started chartering and he had some captains there just for striped bass. And this is 1945, so. My dad told me the stories. In like 1947, there was a sportsman show in New York. This was before Madison Square Garden. It was out on the island, and it was called the New York Coliseum. And they promoted, fishing and hunting. And my grandfather went with the transom of a boat, which is outside the tackle box right now. It's called the Striper Special.
Is that what that is?
And he promoted, this is 1947, he promoted striped bass fishing in Highlands, New Jersey. And in back of the boat were 2 fighting chairs and the 2 rods hooked up to like a mechanical track. Like, you know how you go to the shows now and you fight the video?
Yeah.
This is in 47, so he was like cutting edge.
Did he
So that's how
invented
it started.
this like contraption?
Yeah, it was like a contraption on a track, and I have the picture of it at the store. The next time you come in, I'll show you. Of ladies fighting the contraption. And it said Striper Special Highlands, New Jersey. And my grandfather was there booking charters for Highlands. So that's how it started.
That's cool.
That was 1945. And then he sold Johnny's Landing and opened the Highlands Marina in 1958. And Highlands Marina is where the Highmar, from Highlands, Mar Marina, the Highmar Striper Club was, formed. That was where the top charter guys who fished for striped bass were. And that's where my father grew up, and that's where he cut his teeth. He was mating on the charter boats. The best guy down there was a fellow named Otto Root, and his boat was called the First Timer. And it was called that because if you went out with him and caught your first striped bass, you had to give him a bottle of booze. So that was the First Timer. And that's my dad grew up mating on that boat. And, him and my uncles, they were catching 50-pound bass like it was, nothing back then, every day.
Wow.
So then that's where the Highmar was started. Fast forward 1976. That's when my dad and my Uncle Mike opened the tackle box on Route 36 on your way down to Sandy Hook. And you could say the rest is history. It's going to be 49 years this Halloween.
Sticker. I have the sticker here. I love the sticker. It's just.
There's 36?
Yeah, it's such a great. It's on.
There's
I have
36.
so many, but it's here. I love that sticker.
Thank you. So funny story, it was Halloween 1976 and my mom said, do you want to go trick-or-treating? And she tells the story that I said, no, I want to go to the tackle box with Dad. So the rest is history. I've been there ever since.
You never left.
No, it really is.
It seems that way.
You could almost tell when you're talking about that you get very emotional. You could tell the store.
It is very emotional. It's like it's all I know. I don't remember anything else except.
And I think people I really think people watching this, they need to understand. I've come to understand it. This is why it's worth spending the extra $1 or $2 for the bag of gulp. Because this is New Jersey. Dick's is not New Jersey. This is New Jersey fishing right here. This is our tackle shops. They get bait for us. We have to keep them here. We've already lost too many, and the ones that are still here fighting to stay alive, they need us. I mean, they really need us. Are you gonna save that much at the Dick sale to just watch these stores go under? It's not worth. We have to come together as sportsmen to support our local New Jersey tackle shops. We have to do it.
Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate that. And I think, because of that history, you would think people would want to come and, ask questions and learn how to do it from a family that's been doing it for 4 generations.
I mean, just that in itself, like stopping at the tackle box is almost, and I haven't been in there in quite a few months at this point, honestly, just because I use your bait all the time because Chuck has already purchased it. Which might I add,
there's so many comments.
Chuck always says Chuck's biggest motto in the world after Suffer for the Fish, his biggest motto is that it's all about the bait. So if Chuck's buying his bait from you, it has to be among the best because he banks on the bait
and
completely.
And I think Chucky learned from me that you don't just go out on a trip with one thing. You don't just get a pint of clams. I mean, literally, he comes in and he gets, a flat of sandworms and a 30 or 50 fresh bunker and a bucket of chum and some green crabs and dozens of eels, and I mean, you name it. And he's not leaving the dock with more than more than 10
he's not
kinds of
taking
bait.
a chance. He's not taking a chance that
Right.
he bought the wrong bait for that day. And anyone that fishes knows, in the back of your head, you may want to not admit it, but in the back of your head that nothing is always or never in fishing. Like there's always something weird, something that doesn't work, something that needs to be tweaked for any given day, even if it just means the difference between catching that one bigger fish or a lot more of a certain fish. Like nothing is ever the same. 100%, never, ever.
Right, 100%. I mean, and then when I used to charter, I got my captain's license in '93, and I was chartering pretty much full time, and then working at the shop after a charter, and then going on a trip after work. We went out with everything. You went out with a flat of bunker. You went out with worms. You went out with eels. You went out with plugs. Everything. So yeah, I mean, you have to be prepared for anything.
Captain Ron is here. He has found it and he has entered.
Okay, so
he said passion, commitment, the love we do, nothing but the best. So Captain Ron has found it.
All right, so Captain Ron's here, and we kind of
Hi, Captain Ron.
We kind of moved on to a different subject and didn't let you share. You had a story, right, about your dad and
the Captain Ron Senior. Captain is quick and it's funny. His dad and my uncle, they were all fishing buddies. They would striped bass fish like every night. And then at the Highlands Marina, there was a bar. So, they were always at the Highlands Marina bar. But Captain Ron bought his first boat. I mean, this is how far back they're going. And he didn't have enough money to paint the boat. His first party boat, the first fisherman. So my dad said, well, I mean, the only paint we have that, we could give you is pink. So the first fisherman was hot pink.
Can we get a picture of that?
I wish I had a picture of it. It would be so cool today if it was.
I gotta ask you, what the hell did they have hot pink paint laying around from? Like, what was that?
That's a funny question because I asked my father the same thing when he told me this story. Why did you have pink paint to begin with at the marina? And it was because the Jersey speed skiffs. They had the Jersey speed skiff races in front of my grandfather's marina, like all summer long, every week.
Okay.
And they were all painted all different colors. So I remember the name of it. There was a Jersey speed skiff called the Pink Panther. And that's why the pink paint was in the in the barn.
All right.
Phil, there's so many comments for you. I think you'll be overwhelmed when you get off and look at this. It's pretty unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Really, yeah, I almost can't get through all of them. Someone just said they're watching you. Abe Salmon said he's watching you on the big screen and you look phenomenal.
Wow. Thanks, Abe.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments here. You'll have to go back and read through them all. Someone else said, too, if you want to go to Tackle Box, you have to get your bait before Chuck gets there, or everything will be sold out.
Yeah, Chuck will be there waiting for me tomorrow at like 4:50.
He literally just wrote, if he really has 20 flats of sandworms in stock, he'll take all 20.
I mean, hey, Chuck, can you leave some bait for everyone else? Like, please, like, in all honesty.
Now, can I ask you about the actual
He's a
bait?
Fanatic.
When it comes to the actual bait, Phil, do you have guys that you hire that go out to catch the bait, or you're buying it from someone who already has it?
No, we have bait catchers. Like, so there's maybe 4 or 5 bunker guys who have a license to cast net bunker. New Jersey, New York, Long Island. Then there's the clam boat, who has the license to get clams. And then there's bait distributors. There's a couple of them in New York and one in South Jersey. And we get, worms and frozen spearing and squid and stuff like that from bait distributors. But the fresh bait, and like the eels, live eels, they come from, commercial fishermen who this is what they do for a living as well. They catch bait.
What's the situation with some of the stuff like the bloodworms, where you've seen them at some stores? I've seen them go up to $32 a dozen. What's
bloodworms are crazy. Well, pretty much all the worms come from Maine, and it's kind of like a union. The diggers, they raise their price, and and if you want it, you're paying for it. And there's it's not easy. It's very, very labor intensive to dig for worms. So you're paying premium prices for bloodworms. Sandworms are a little cheaper, but then you have situations where it was like this past week, you had bad tides because of the moon. So then they lose like a whole tide, so that we didn't have worms for a couple of days. It's crazy, the bait business.
Crazy. As an outsider, you don't even think about half of this stuff. Like, you're just like, hey, I'm going to the tackle box. I'm going to buy eels and worms. Like, you don't even think like, whoa, he might not have it because the guy's digging them up.
No, yeah. Usually, a lot of the people that are just going fishing, if you're like a pro like Chuck, these things. But yeah, a guy will come in and be like, what, no fresh bunker? After it was blowing 25, 30 out of the Northeast for the last 3 days. No, the boats didn't get out, or, no fresh clams. The seas were too rough. No, the boat didn't get out. So yeah, the weather in the tackle business, it's all about the weather.
Scott McGay, he says he used to stop in the tackle box in the 70s with his father to buy sandworms to go week fishing. 70s, a long time.
That was an incredible week fishing. Hope they come back.
It's something I missed.
Yeah, I only got a little bit.
It seems like they're making a comeback. There've been a lot of weak fish caught the last few weeks.
I told Chris I actually went to the Atlantic Highlands one time, because when I used to go there back, like when I was a kid, there used to be a boat going for all different stuff. And I actually went on a party boat that was targeting weak fish. I don't think Chris has ever seen that, but yeah, it was pretty cool. That's gone now, though.
By the time
I think it was, I got my capsized in the 90s, and I think in the 90s, maybe it was 95, 97, we had an incredible run where you would go drift sandworms in the Ree Channel. But the best guy I ever saw do it was Whitey Morenz on the party boat out of Highlands called the Mistake. And funny story, my uncle told me, he's like, he has like an old like World War II submarine, bubble machine. So they say when weak fish school up, all these bubbles come up. They kind of looks like a Christmas tree on the screen, and he said he could read the bubbles. So he'd be going down the reach, and then all of a sudden you would just hear, he'd put that thing in reverse, dead stop it, and everyone would drop down and be hooked up. The Mistake. The mate on that boat was Captain Chad, who is the captain of the tagged fish right now, who Jen just went out with today. So he knows what he's doing. Let me tell you, Chad.
I have been out on tagged fish. I remember having a pretty good day, and I don't even think the fishing was that good. And we still put a catch together, and you can just tell. I say it all the time. You can tell the guys that put 100% effort in. Like, as a fisherman, know you can't have a stellar day every day, but you can tell.
No, you wish you could.
Yeah, of course, but you can tell.
We used to have a saying, one day a hero, next day is zero. Only as good as the charter you're on, is what I used to tell my dad.
But my point is, the real anglers, you could tell we know the difference when we're fishing with someone that's putting in the full effort. And it's not
Chad's a true professional, really great fisherman. He runs a great business, class act. So if anybody wants to go out on a open boat or a charter, tag fish in Highlands.
I hope to have him on one day too. I don't know if we've reached out to him.
Jen was on there today.
Yeah, Jen was on. Yeah,
Jen was with him today. They did really well.
Phil, this is one of the last questions I'm going to ask you because we're not going to ruin your whole night. But speaking about the regulations, before everyone knows that this hot topic of the striped bass and the no target is a possibility coming to us all soon. How hard does something like that hit a store like Tackle Box?
It crushes us. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, the crazy part is people think it's already happened. I had a guy come in and be like, so we can't target striped bass, I heard. That's how it happens. People, they don't really do their homework and really look to see what we're even talking about. They just hear it out on the fringe. They see all the posts, but then they don't read, all the literature and all the info. Literally, someone said yesterday, "Oh, I heard the striped bass is closed." No, it is not closed. It's just about to be fall run, and we're talking about for next year. So, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. It'll crush us. I mean, it's going to put the boats out of business. Captain Ron. Love Captain Ron. This is like 70% of his business, striped bass fishing. What's he going to do?
Captain Ron. That was always
what's the charter boat? The charter guys are going to book no trips. I mean, you know the options. It's either
now
status quo, nothing changes, or it's going to be a no target or catch and release. And so, who's going to pay $1,000 to charter a boat? The possibility of not keeping one. It's not a crime if you want to eat a striped bass. If you can catch one, I mean, they make it hard enough to get one that's 28 to 31. But if you want to take one home to eat, that's not a crime. They're making it seem like this is some craziness we're asking for. And then you can argue all night long. You get these guys, they're like, "Oh, we don't have them here anymore." I mean, things change. These fish, and Chucky will tell you, he's been more involved in the tagging and the satellites. They just don't go where they used to go. They have to start looking elsewhere. I mean, Rippin Bay was never the mecca of striped bass. I mean, it was always the Montauk. Right. But now the last, 3 years, 4 years, Rippin Bay has been the mecca. So maybe they're spawning in the Raritan River now. Maybe we do the same test where we look for the babies there. They keep going back to the same historical places. The things have changed. I mean, so I asked for status quo, and I heard it from up and down the coast. Oh, that's very short-sighted. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think I have a pretty good grasp on the striped bass population in New Jersey, and the history of it. Right?
I want to be very clear to anyone listening to this. Like, a no target regulation is not conservation. It's not conservation. It's an anti-fishing regulation, okay? And it leaves so much like terrible gray area, and it really has nothing to do with conservation. It's not like for any. I know a lot of anglers think,
Andrew still just wrote it's just a scare tactic. They can't enforce it. That's wrong. They are enforcing it in Maryland. People are catching striped bass that are blue catfishing, and they're getting $250 tickets written, and then it ain't worth going to court to fight it, and they're just paying it. So no, Andy, if you catch one, you're in trouble.
And to his point, I get what he's saying, right? They can't. Because of this gray area. It's kind of like it's like a thought police type situation, right? I can't think of the movie, but what's that movie where they arrest people based on like their dreams or like what they've thought, like what they think they're gonna do?
Is that the one where Roddy Piper sees aliens only when he has the sunglasses on?
I don't know. Anyway, the point is, like, I get what Andy's saying, right? But you're right, because if you're fishing, like, you could literally be fishing for bluefish in an area where an officer sees striped bass, like a striped bass got caught by accident the day before. You go there blue fishing the next day. He's all of a sudden writing you a ticket because he said, "Oh, you're striped bass fishing." You say, "No, I'm not." And he said, "Oh, I think you are," and he writes you a ticket. Now you don't have the time to go to court because you have to go to work, and now all of a sudden you just got a ticket for fishing. It's the most anti-fishing regulation and the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard of in existence. I can't believe it actually already exists in places like Maryland, and the anglers in Maryland have specifically warned us to fight this like hell.
Yes, no, I can't believe it's happening either. But I mean, something's going to happen. It's going to be one of those three options because they have to by law.
And we're all conservationists. You're a conservationist. You don't want the striped bass fishery to go on the decline. You want to protect them, to protect your business for the same thing.
We have been protecting this species for years and years and years, and we have done it all. We have, gone by the regulations, and we have rebuilt this fishery to, I've never seen anything like it. It's the most striped bass I think we've ever seen in my family's life. And it's hard to explain that to somebody, but I can tell you this, it would kill the charter industry and the party boat industry. And it's really, really going to hurt the bait shops. I mean, of course, people aren't going to go fishing. Simple as that. And hopefully, this is my hope, that they really take into the Atlantic States Marine Council really takes in consideration the economic impact it's going to have. I mean, especially for New Jersey. I mean, and you're talking right down the line from the deli to the ice company to the hotel to the gas pump, bait station, bait shop, party boat, charter boat. I mean, it's millions and millions and millions of dollars just for New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I don't know, Joe, can I mention the special episode? I mean, I don't know when we're going to put it out.
Yeah, I think he's putting it out tomorrow, so you can.
So Phil, we did have candidate for governor Jack Ciattarelli on the show, a non-live version, and we brought this very thing up to him, and he does seem to be passionately on our side about it.
We did ask specifically about Bass Pro Shop, and he said that he was going to put some kind of sanctions in place that would help small business.
He did seem to want to protect the small businesses, and he did seem pretty disgusted at this whole, no target regulation idea and stuff like that. So it's politics. So who knows if...
Yeah. I really hope that's all we can do is hope and pray that, they don't do something crazy.
And like I said, we're all conservationists. That doesn't mean, like, I could be a conservationist. It doesn't mean I can't eat a striped bass. It doesn't mean I can be, I can not be okay with people keeping legal striped bass to eat. That you could be totally fine with that, and you're still a conservationist. Conservation, it's things like releasing the bigger fish, practicing catch and release on the bigger fish. Only keeping what you are going to use or that your family's going to use. Things like that. It's not this anti-fishing bullshit like a no target.
Yeah. Well, what really, really bothers me the most about this, and this was in my comment too. I mean, first off, they made me drive an hour and a half on a work day through rush hour traffic just to get down to exit 60, whatever it was on the Parkway to make my comment. But my written comment that I submitted was, if they really cared about the striped bass, the Atlantic States Marine Fishery Council, they would make it a game fish. Protect the striped bass, right? Make it a game fish in all of Atlantic states.
Can you
Just for recreation.
Can you elaborate?
Just for recreation.
Someone actually just wrote that comment. They wrote.
Let me explain really what I mean by that, because it really makes my blood boil when I think about it. So we're out there catching 40, 50. I mean, my son had one close to 60 pounds in the last year. We're safely releasing these fish, making sure they swim away strong, only for them to swim north 3-4 weeks later and be slaughtered at the commercial rod and reel. So, if they really cared about the striped bass, that wouldn't be going on. So this happened. We do that in New Jersey. The fish swims up to Massachusetts, where they slaughter them for 2 weeks, whatever their rod and reel season is. I mean, does that make any sense? I mean, these are all the spawning cows. So
Mike MG.
If you made it a game fish where it was recreation fishing only, and each state could pick the size. New Jersey could stay 28, 31 or whatever we decide, and all the states could pick the one. But you don't want to keep it, you catch and release. That's fine.
There's a bunch of people,
but that's never going to happen because the commercial fishing, they're very powerful.
Yeah,
Mike MG Century is like typing word for word what Phil's saying. Make it a game fish. We're releasing fish just to get slaughtered by New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island anyway. In a commercial bass season. Corey Whitmore definitely says he agrees. Andrew still says, why should we still give out bonus tags?
I honestly don't even think the bonus tags are that damaging. Like, keeping a smaller fish, I don't even think is, I mean, whatever, take it or leave it, but I don't think that keeping a small fish is not doing that.
The reason why New Jersey has the bonus program is because we decided we do not want a commercial striped bass industry. So that's our allotment. From what I understand, Nick Konachevsky brought up at the meeting, we don't even use 30% of that. So we're getting screwed no matter what with this decision that's coming down. So, I mean, how about New Jersey, we take away the bonus program and we keep it as it is, status quo 28-31 with our season the way it is. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me what's going on right now. If this was really about protecting the striped bass, then this wouldn't be happening the way it is. And on a side note, the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries is the same people that are controlling and taking care of the bunker. So what's going on with that. They're
that explains a lot.
The same people that are going to make this decision about striped bass are making the decisions on what's going on with our bunker. They're letting the Canadian boats come in and take it all. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. So you tell me how this is helping anybody.
Jack definitely did not like
it shouldn't
the
be happening.
Boat
Should not be happening. I saw it. We were literally on the last school of adult bunker 2 summers ago, my son and I. The governor of New York let the Omega boats in, 2 factory ships, 12 trawlers, 2 spotter planes, and in 1 week they took some insane amount in the billions of pounds of bunker. We were fishing. I've never saw so much bunker in my life. We had cobia and brown sharks, and it was for miles and miles and miles and miles, and they took every last one. That's why right now you have these tiny little bunkers, and in just peanuts. I mean, and now they're coming back for those. So there's going to be nothing left. So Atlantic States Marine Fisheries, what is going on? You're allowing that to happen, and then you're going to impose some silly law on us. Crazy, right?
I can tell why your blood is boiling because it just seems absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
there are a lot of people in the chat. A lot of people in the chat not happy about the omega-3 thing. Like I said before, Jack Chitterelli didn't like that either. I don't know what kind of power he has in that, but
That and another little tidbit. The Nick Cicero, who's a great family friend, him and my dad were very tight. One of the best giant tuna fishermen to ever fish. He is the sales manager at Folsom Corporation, who's Tsunami. That's the brand, Tsunami. He was at the meeting, and he asked them, what are the findings with the circle hooks that you made us all change over to, 5-6 years ago? And you know what they said? It didn't do anything. Oh, we don't have any data that says that it helped at all. So they made all these companies get rid of these striper rigs and all these hooks they had. And we all did what they asked us. We all went to the circle trying to, help the striped bass. It did absolutely nothing. I think it's worse. I think you probably got hooked more fish with the circle hook.
You know what? I
Crazy.
will agree with you because they switched. They told everyone to switch to these circle hooks and didn't really educate people how to even use them in the first place. So you could argue all day that the right circle hook in the right situation is better, but only if you use it the right way anyway. If you're not,
Right.
then I think you're right. I think it's gonna you end up, gut hooking.
I have to interrupt both of you to talk about Chris's shirt and Eddie Mackin's Rippin' Lips fishing trips on Lake Apacon, which right now Eddie just texted me the other day. The walleye fishing is phenomenal. The pontoon boat rental still for sale. If you're looking to catch a walleye on Lake Apacon, now's the time. Call Eddie Mackin for the fall bite right away. I am sorry about that, Phil.
Oh, that's awesome.
Joe's got to throw that in there. But I got to get up
up
there too. Walleye fish. I've been kind of waiting for the weather to cool down. But
Phil, is there anything else that you want to touch on before we say goodbye? It's been an unbelievable episode. There's still so many people in here. I feel bad to even leave. I mean, you're going to have to go back through this and
I can't wait.
I guess
That's awesome.
you're going to have to, yeah. But is there anything else you want to add? How do we find? We know you have a very large following on Instagram. Your Instagram page is just Tacklebox.
It's Tacklebox NJ. That's all of our socials.
And
Facebook
everyone knows
and
in New Jersey that if you're going to the Atlantic Highlands, which is basically the mecca of party boat fishing, you're going to get off exit 36 and pass the tackle box. You can't get there without passing it. It's on your right-hand side.
Yes, come see us, Fish 36. Yep, we open daily during the week, 5 a.m., weekends, 4:30. We try to have all the freshest and livest bait avail. We'd love to see you. If you've never came to the tackle box, I hope you stop by. My son and I, fourth generation, we're going to get to 50 years next year, and we're going to have a big anniversary party, and hopefully you guys can come, and
I'm in.
It'll be awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Really fun.
Party. Bring the tackle box to our Christmas party. It's December 6th. Chuck will be there going crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I will.
Chuck said he loves you. He'll see you at 5:30. 4:30.
All right, Chuck. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, again, just to piggyback off of that, like the tackle box is basically like it's a New Jersey landmark. I mean,
it is.
If you're going by and even if you don't think you need anything, you've never stopped in before, I would highly recommend just stopping in. Just check it out. Like,
if you look at the cover photo of this episode, it's a picture of the tackle box store, and the store actually looks like tackle box from out. It's really cool.
It's a landmark.
Yeah, the funny thing, someone told me once that like when you get off exit 117 onto 36, and you come to the tackle box, like you've arrived.
Yeah.
You'll be fishing soon.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Phil, thank you so much.
50 years. I mean, it's
absolutely awesome.
Not easy in today's age, to make it to 50 years. So we're very proud of that. And my dad would be, I think he's looking down. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thanks for having me. And hopefully, yeah, we'll go fishing soon.
We are rooting for you.
We need
Thank
you. You know, the anglers need the tackle shops as much as tackle shops need the anglers. Like, we all need to stick in this together. Fight these stupid ass regulations that they try to push on us. Everything needs to be regulated, obviously, but like, they just are coming down with some of the stupidest ideas I've ever seen, and it just, at some point, you just got to put your foot down. And I hope we all stick together and are able to resist these dumbass things that they're trying to put on us. But yeah, Phil, you're always
Phil go. Phil has to go to sleep.
You're always
so Chuck
welcome back on, Phil. We could talk to you all night. We hope you'll come back too. Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you very much, guys.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, so really, Deuce complains to me about going off the chat log. If I had to go through that one, holy shit! Huge loving support for Phil, and you could see how emotional he was getting talking about his store and the father. It really is a part of our state. It's part. These tackle shops make New Jersey unique. I grew up my whole life at Dow's. Chris is used to going to Sporting Life for freshwater stuff. Everyone has these spots that they go to. The tackle box is a main staple of, especially the Atlantic Highlands, which for my area, that's where everyone went to fish. So, yeah, you got to try to support local. We've lost so many. We've had episodes on this before. We've lost a ton of shops already in New Jersey. We can't lose any more.
I'm still waiting for Andy Still to come up back on, do a historic episode.
He's been here the whole time. Andy, if you're still listening, Chris wants you on here to do a historic episode.
He wanted to share the history of tackle shops that have come and gone. Maybe
someone else made a good comment before, and I said you should come on here. I don't know who it was. I'll have to go back and look. Who's the guest next week? Because we have to go to bed.
Next week we're bringing Roger I back on because
Roger I wants to fight us about live bait and other issues.
Like that. It's not like that, but he basically said he disagrees with us on a couple of things, and I said he thought it would make a great episode. I agreed.
I actually talked. There's certain things he disagrees with you on and agrees with me on. Then other thing he disagrees with both of us on. Then other things he agrees with you but not me. So it's going to be interesting to. Roger I's going to come on here and beat us up a little bit. I'm excited about it. Also, like we said before, Jack Chitterelli, we did do that not live. Obviously, that just wouldn't fly right for the situation he's currently in. We did send an email also to Mikey Sherrill, the Democratic nominee. She has not responded yet, but it is possible she might at any time. So you can't just discount her yet. But we do have the Jack Chitterelli episode. I think Deuce is going to drop it tomorrow. And it was awesome. You should watch it. It's all fishing questions. It's not political questions. It's just fishing questions from fishermen. Freshwater and saltwater. It's a great episode. Check it out. And like I said, the Christmas party, I am going to start to work on it. If you want to go to the Christmas party, it's time to start bothering me and tell me you want to go. Send me a message. Send me a Facebook. Tell me you want to go to the party so I know. We will be back next week, as always. If you're fishing in the Mayhem Contest, good luck this week because it seems like the weather is going to change finally for the fall patterns and stay that way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome 2 months fall season of guys trying to climb up and get past Chuck or whatever they're trying to do.
Jason Uhas said he's very excited about the Roger I fight. Yes, that is next week, the Roger I fight. We will be back next week. I am done. I hope everyone enjoyed the tackle box. I thought it was an awesome episode. Good night from me.
No, get to your, and this is not a charity type of situation, guys. We're not begging you to go to a tackle shop for charity. We need these tackle shops for the reasons we said. The big places, Bass Pro Shop, Bass Pro Shop, I'm sure it's going to look awesome. I'm sure it's going to be cool. They're not going to open 4:35 in the morning to give you fresh bait, okay? They're not going to have guys working there that know the fishery like guys like Phil do, all right? And you may say, well, I'll use the local tackle shop for the things I need, and I'll get my rods and reels or whatever, my lures for cheaper at the big. But the problem is these shops ain't going to survive if everyone acts like that. That's the problem. So you're going to lose access to these things that only the local tackle shops can provide, because we have the same situation for like freshwater tackle shops with ice fishing. I can't go get shiners at 5 a.m. to go ice fishing at Dick's Sporting Goods or Bass Pro Shop. It's never going to happen. Okay. So it's things like that. Just you got to try to support these local shops. And I hear it all the time, but make the extra effort to, that's it. That's all I have to say. Suffer for the fish, and that's it.
There it is. Suffer for the fish. That ends it. All right, we will be back next week to fight Raw Dry. Is Deuce dead?